Hey guys, what's going on? It's KrystalKollectz and I'm finally opening my first Mazica Party product on my channel. Today I'll be opening the Mazica Party Kezuru starter set. So it basically comes with everything that you need to get started with the Mazica Party TCG. It comes with a Mazica binder, which contains 26 pages to hold 12 of the Mazica cards that it comes with, and also any other additional cards, and also a Mazica Party gear, which is essentially the pen used to scratch the cards. And with that being said, I have received a lot of questions asking, can these cards be damaged while scratching? Do you have to scratch them? I'll be answering a lot of these questions during the opening, but mainly in regards to the actual scratching. It really depends on how you scratch the cards and also what material you use. So without further ado, let's get started. Please be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more multi-language Pokemon, Beyblade, and Mazica Party content. Let's get started. Alright, so in front of us we have the Kezuru starter set from Mazica Party, everything you need to get started with the TCG. So just to show you guys some specs, we here have the main characters from Mazica Party. We have here Kezuru, he's the main protagonist. His name literally translates to scrape in English, which is very fitting because the whole point of the TCG is to scratch the cards, usually to help power up the Majin or the creatures on the card, to change the appearance, maybe change the rarity, etc. And you have his companion too, his main Majin called Balunya. So basically Balunya is a cat spirit infused with a balloon. And yes, it's his main Majin, not the Dragon Ball kind of Majin, it's a different definition. In the aspect of Mazica Party, it's usually like an animal spirit infused with an inanimate object. Of course, Balunya, cat spirit with a balloon, so that's really cute. And the main purpose why I really wanted to get the starter set, not just because of the book and the pen, but because of this special secret rare Balunya card. This is only obtainable from the starter set, and it's really nice. Even this gold border, it looks very special in person, which I'll show you guys in a second. There are 12 also Magicas or Majin cards that you can get from the set. You need a minimum of 12 cards to get started with the TCG and a maximum of 20, I believe. And over here we have the Mazica book, the Mazica gear, again the pen. It's really ideal to use this for scratching to avoid lots of damage on the card. And we have here a phrase called Majikai Fu. So the significance of this phrase literally means release the magic in English. And as you can see here, there's an illustration of the card being scratched. So again, to repeat, the whole point of scratching the cards is to release the magic, increase the power, change the appearance of the Majin. So without further ado, let's get started with the opening. All right, so I brought everything out. The box is a little bit fiddly. There's really no clean way of opening it, so I had to rip it apart. But we have the book, very lovely in the plastic packaging, the cards, and I'll of course show you guys all the details, and also the pen is hiding on the inside. So from the starter set, the pen is red. There's also another blue variant of this where it comes in a singular package, but I do like having different colors of the pen, or also known as the Mazica gear. So I'll give you guys some specs on this. You can also scratch using the main edge of the pen. If you want to get started, it's actually a lot easier using this edge of the pen. I advise you not to use the corner because that can damage the card and also apply light pressure. I'll show you guys more in-depth explanation of this, but basically to get the tip out, you just twist this part here. So as you can see, the tip retracts out, and to retract it back in, you do the same motion. You would think that the butt end of the pen would activate it, but it's actually just the circular part. But that's actually pretty cool. My first time seeing this in red. So that is the Mazica gear. Now let's get on to the Mazica book, and thankfully we don't have to cut this. You can just open the tab on the back here. So we have the main cover of the book. Of course, you would put your pages inside, and we're actually going to use those as sleeves. Here's of course the instructions on how to use the pen, so that's very useful to have. Of course, everything will be in Japanese. This franchise did just come out in April. And here's actually some instructions, I believe, on the actual gameplay, and also instructions on how to scratch. It looks like what it says here too on the back of the book. There's heat sensitive parts too. So when you scratch this part, the friction actually reveals the message inside. So that's pretty cool. And for further information here, just more aspects of the game. I'll make a separate video for this since it's a lot more information and more images on the part for more instructions on the actual gameplay. So we're going to put that to the side. I'm just going to show you guys the contents first. So this is kind of like our sleeves for the video. Again, there's 26 pages. This looks really cool. And I believe these are really easy to just clip in. All right, guys, so I kind of tested out a little bit. The pages easily will come on and off. There's like a little slit here. You just simply like widen it, and then you slip it onto the actual circle, and it should stay. So that's a very easy way to keep all your Majins together. So there you go. That's how you put a page. And I'll keep the other sleeves on the side while we're opening our cards. So that's the Mazica book and the Mazica gear, again, just to give you guys more specs. And here are the little circles that hold the pages together, so like the spine. So the remaining part of this opening is literally the Magicas or the cards. So let's go ahead and take that out. All right, so like I said before, there are 12. And of course, the one I was really looking for was the top one. It's the Balunya promo. As you can see too, I want to show you guys the specs on this. This is a very unique quality to this particular card. It has some gold film on the rarity and the name. And as far as I see on the card, so the way you can tell which parts are scratchable, it'll have sort of like a matte finish compared to the rest of the card. So it looks like just the center of the Majin, and this part is scratchable. But I'll leave that towards the end. Let's go through the cards first. So we have Balunya here. We have, oh wow, look at this cute chicken. I believe there's a really cool secret rare to this. This is Niwatorimon. So that's the name of that one. We have Fukuraku. So this one's an owl and a clock together. This is one of my favorite characters, also introduced early on in the anime. We have another Balunya here. Wow, okay, there's another Balunya. See, it's also very different. As you can see, this one's a normal rarity versus the other one that had a super rare or secret rare rarity, another Balunya. So we'll have some repeats on this one. Another one of these awesome looking chickens. We have another Fukuraku. Oh, we have one of my favorites. We have Disco. So Disco is basically an anglerfish fused with a disco ball, and the way he's introduced in the anime is so funny, super cute. I'm happy we have this, and oh, we have another Disco too. That's really cool. So some repeats here. This looks like a popcorn fox. He has not been revealed yet in the anime. Still getting to know some of these Majins. So we have 1, 2, 3 of those. Okay, so these are the different types of Majins you can get. But as I mentioned before, we're going to get started with how to scratch these cards, and I'm actually going to start out with the secret rare or the super rare, because the artwork will look very different. And as for reference, I'll keep the regular Balunya on screen here so you guys can see. And as mentioned before, you can use 2 different aspects of the pen. You can use this rubber tip. It's actually a bit softer than the hard plastic here, or you can start off with the hard plastic. The reason I like starting off with this part is sometimes it's a little hard getting the film off the card, but make sure to use the flat edge. If you use the corner, you'll most likely damage the card. And also, before we get started with scratching, I always like to say Magikaifu, because we're going to release the magic from the cards. So as you can see here, we're going to start with scratching. I'm just going to take a little bit off. I want to minimize the scratching on the actual card. In the past, I have definitely scratched a lot of cards with no damage at all, especially when using the rubber tip of the pen. But again, just be very careful. So I already took a little bit off. So Magikaifu. And take a look at that. We're already seeing a major change. The artwork is going to basically look like the Balunya on the cover of the actual box. So here we go. Alrighty, so that's finally scratched. I just focus more on the center of the card. So as you can see here, completely different artwork from what it originally looked like. So again, that's the whole point of scratching with the TCG. You can either change the appearance. Sometimes you can also scratch the bottom part here. I think this is also partly scratchable. Usually sometimes the power can change. Not on every card, on some Majin cards you can. And sometimes there's more description on the attack. So here, as you can't really see much going on there. Sometimes you can also scratch here, or even sometimes the name is also scratchable, or even the symbol. But in this case, I just wanted to show you guys mainly the scratchable center, because we wanted to see that beautiful artwork of Balunya. So I hope you guys enjoyed that opening. That's pretty much everything for today's video. Again, 12 cards to get started with the TCG, the book, and the pen. So if you enjoyed today's opening, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more multi-language Pokemon, Beyblade, and Mazica Party content. Stay safe, everyone. We'll see you in the next video.